The following special presentation of Those Who Serve is presented by Hiller Comerford Injury and Disability Law. If you need VA disability benefits, it's Hiller time. From Frey Electric Construction Company. And with generous support from Danny Irwin.
Well, welcome. We're here at the USS the Little Rock. My name's Terry McGuire, and we're here for Those Who Serve. And I'm here with a special guest today, and his name is Casey Bukowski, former sergeant from the U.S. Army Air Corps, the 8th Air Force in Europe. And Casey, we want to welcome you here today, and we just want to acknowledge your 100th birthday. You turned 100 on June 4th of this year. Amazing guy, and you have an incredible story, and we just want to share that with our audience and tell a little bit about your story. I think a lot of people in Western New York know a little bit about your story because it's been out in newspapers and magazines, but you were shot down over Germany in February of 1944, but preceding that, you almost had and you mentioned this in a few interviews. You talk about what you considered, maybe this is not going to be a good day.
Oh, yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
That day I'll never forget. That was mission day. I happened to be in town, let's say, on my own private mission at the White Horse Inn, a tavern in town. Spent a little too much time, let's say, in it, and left there kind of late. And got back to the base a little late, let's say, and I did get a chance to slide into bed and hit the sack, get some sleep. But at about 3 or 4 in the morning, there was a rap on the barracks door, and the sergeant kept yelling, "Okay, guys, mission tonight, up and at 'em, get dressed, get going. Breakfast and all that." I tried to talk my way out of the mission, but the sergeant, he said, "Get your bloody ass out there and get dressed, get on a mission." Well, the first stop was the mess hall, and the first bit of bad news that I thought that would affect my day came from a cook. He says, "Sorry guys, no eggs today," because they usually fed us pretty good.
The fresh eggs, right? No fresh eggs.
They fresh. Today, you got powdered eggs. And when I heard that word, powdered eggs, I thought to myself, this is not going to be a good day. We went into the briefing, and the captain there announced that it was going to be a tough, long mission. And when he announced it was Germany, we're deep in Germany, I mumbled to myself again, "Oh, this is not going to be a good day for our crew." Trucked to our plane, and our navigator took his parachute, and he tried to throw it up through the hatch into the plane rather than to carry it around to the door we had opened for it. And he missed. He hit the side of the hatch, and the parachute hit the ground, the tarmac, and burst open. That it was useless. We called the tower that they were going to send a parachute down. We said we're loading the plane and checking our equipment and all that on the plane, and they finally sent a parachute over, and the start engines order was given by the tower. So our pilot tried to start his engines on our bomber, and it didn't work. It just would sputter and die out. Couldn't get the engine running steadily and properly. So we radioed the tower. When the engines wouldn't start, I mumbled to myself again, this is not going to be a good day for us. So the tower radioed back, told us to abort the mission, and our pilot was determined that he was going to finish that mission because he had gone so far with it already, and all he needed to do was get the engine running properly, and he could take off. He kept trying to get the engine started, and in the meantime, the other planes in our group, in our squadron, were taking off, and some of them were already in the air. They left, but our pilot was still trying to start his plane to get going, and well, finally it happened. He did get the engine running properly. We couldn't catch up to our formation. They were too far ahead, and a pilot said he's going to have to head on to another group somewhere else. When I heard that you were looking for another group to fly with, I said again, I mumbled again, this is not going to be a good day for us. I kept mumbling that all morning, actually. A squadron from a same group was flying by to a different target. The pilots talked among themselves and got to talking that our pilots could tack on and fly with that group.
Yeah, because you didn't want to be singled out or be out of formation and vulnerable to attack.
Exactly right. Wouldn't you know, we were the very last plane in the whole formation. Right there, you could say we were out there alone, by ourselves in that formation. The very last ship in there. And when I saw that, again, I was mumbling to myself, this is not going to be a good day for us. But that was the day we were shot down by the Germans over Germany, and that counted as my final day, and that was not a good day for me.
Right. Yeah, I'll
that
say.
was my bad day.
So your plane takes a lot of fire and flak, and you get the order to bail out at that point. What happened from that point?
Well, that fighter plane came from the front at first and didn't do much damage to the whole formation, but he swung around, came back from behind, and he got us, our bomber, he got us in an oxygen tank in the plane, blew it up, caught fire and exploded, blew up some other plane, and
this is where you were knocked unconscious, right?
This is when I was hit in the back of the plane. I was knocked unconscious, and 4 other crew members that were in that same part were killed, actually. When I came to, I tried to get out of the plane, but couldn't because of the flight and everything else. We were already going down, and the ship was in bad shape already. When I came to, I knew I was same situation. I saw the open exit there, and this time I managed to crawl out halfway out of the plane. I was hanging out the exit door. My next recollection was coming down to the ground. I found myself on the ground.
It's amazing. Amazing that you made it to the ground.
Yes, amazing I made it to the ground. I was unconscious when I got down. No broken bones, but my body hurt. My legs hurt, my back hurt, and I couldn't walk. I was stumbling along. The farmers came up to where I was. They again too. They said they saw me coming down, and they knew where I was. I landed right next to an Autobahn German Autobahn out there, and I couldn't move. So I just had to sit there and wait. And sure enough, the farmers came and got me, set me in the middle of the room. Well, they were still searching, and this old lady, I call her the Frau of the house. She came over and she started actually fighting with the farmers to leave me alone. She kept pushing him, and I remember she had one in a headlock. She was wrestling with him. She had him in a headlock, and she was yelling at him in German, and I guess to leave me alone. And I was wondering why. And finally, later on, I found out that she was putting her son in my position and hoping that if her son was in that position, he would get the treatment that she was trying to give me.
You know what's amazing to me, Casey, is that you have a great sense of humor to deal with all this. And I know it was a horrific experience for the 14 months that you spent as a POW, but it seems like from what you described earlier, you did get some medical care to take care of. And tell us like what was it like to be in a POW camp for 14 months?
They notified the German Air Force, the Luftwaffe, that they had me. And someone way back when told me I was fortunate that there was the Luftwaffe, because they told me that Goering, the chief of the Luftwaffe,
Hermann Goering,
Hermann Goering, made some kind of a pact with the American flyers that when either was shot down, they would exchange favors, let's say, with each other and treat each other better than the foot soldiers were treated.
Kind of like aviator chivalry kind of thing.
Sort of, yes. Yes, you could call it that, exactly. When the military picked me up, they took me to a local hospital and patched me up because I lost my eye at that time. And then from there, they took me to a military hospital and removed the damaged eye. They interrogated me, and then they sent me to my first prison camp, which was in Germany.
And you were saying, like towards the end of the war, last 3 months or so, they had you on the run. They had you moving quite a bit. Talk about this 82-day forced march.
When they moved us from Stalag Luft 4, that was our second prison camp. When they moved us, because the Russians were advancing in that area, and the Russians wanted to take us over as prisoners, and the Germans refused to give us up. We didn't like the idea, and we complained about it up to no avail, really. And they finally told us that if the Russians would have taken over us as prisoners, they probably would have gathered us with the rest of the mass they had there, civilian prisoners and all that. We would probably get lost in the shuffle. Yeah. They would probably put us in another prison camp somewhere and simply forget about us.
Somewhere a gulag in Siberia or something?
Yes, more likely. Something like that. This way, we were treated pretty well by the Germans on that march until we actually simply marched through General Patton's front lines. We met General Patton's forces at Leipzig, Germany. We exchanged personalities, let's say. The Germans became the prisoners, and we were liberated at that time.
That must have been quite a feeling.
It was a great feeling. It was a sensational feeling.
Yeah. Let's fast forward 80 years, okay? Just in last June, you spent a little time over in Normandy for the 80th anniversary of D-Day. Tell us what that was like.
Actually, I was invited there by friends that I made in England from my old air base that I was stationed at in England. They invited me over there, and they treated me, well, Oh, like a prince, like you said.
The Polish Prince.
Polish prince, yeah.
There you go.
Had a great time.
You're an amazing guy. And do you have any messages for our young soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marine that are out there, the Coast Guardsmen? Do you have any message for them that you'd like to share?
All I can think of at the moment is no matter what the situation turns out for you or how it turns out for you, don't give up. That's
a great message.
This is my feeling now. People are telling me about my 100th birthday and how do you feel about it? So I simply keep going and going and going, just simply not giving up. That's all. Getting older, age-wise, and aches and pains were returning and so on. So I made up my mind, oh well, I'll just lay back, take it easy, and just go quietly, peacefully, just as quiet as possible and as peaceful as possible, and just take it easy. But now, with the flying I'm doing, and the people I'm meeting, and traveling with, and having fun with, I used to say, I'll just go out quietly, peacefully, and not bother anybody. But now, I'm going to go out with a bang.
There you go. Blue skies ahead, right? Thank you.
If Western New York veterans and their families need assistance, here are some organizations available to help. Western New York Heroes, Inc. at WNYHeroes.org, 630-5020. The Veterans One Stop Center, VOCWNY.org, 898-0110. And the Western New York Veterans Housing Coalition at WNYVHC.org, 882-5935. We thank them and others in our community for assisting those who serve.
I'm Domingo. I am the Director of Veteran Services here at Veterans One Stop Center. Let's take you on a tour. We have a reboot programming. This was last year. We got a donation of these boots from a very generous donor, and instead of giving it away pair by pair, we decided we wanted to do a reboot program. Reboot program, we actually gave local artists the boots to decorate as they please, and some of them are an ode to an actual veteran, and some of them are just their own little explanation. And this is part of one of our fundraisers last year. Most of the case managements are happening at this floor, but this is the second floor in 1255 Niagara Street. We have a lot of offerings for you, and we can show you what we have around the corner. Come on over. On the wall, you have some artists. They are the veteran artists that we have here at Veterans One Stop. We do host some art classes and photography classes here at Veterans One Stop, and we showcase all of the things that they do. So Veterans One Stop cannot do everything. So we partner and collaborate with all of the providers in the area. We have experts in Buffalo, New York, so we partner with them to make sure that they can provide the services here at our office. We try to stay true to who we are and be a one-stop center. So this is a room that our providers utilize when they are here. We have somebody from finance, financial counseling coming in, parachute credit comes in. We have the VBA, the Veterans Benefit Administration, the VHA, the Veterans Healthcare Administration, come to our office so they can meet our veterans here, and our veterans don't have to go anywhere. We truly want to be a one-stop center for them. This is the brand new health and wellness room for Veterans One Stop. So this is where we do some of our health and wellness classes like yoga, meditation. We did just start to offer some acupuncture and some massages, and the massage room is right around. So this service is free for vets. We never ask for any payback. We're a nonprofit organization, so everything is free and accessible and available to them. So behind the 1255 Niagara Street is 100 Gelston Street. This is the Veterans One Stop Fitness and Health Center. We have a small gym for the veterans, so it's Veterans Plus One. Membership is free for a lifetime, and all you need to do is come up and identify yourself as a vet, and you can use the gym. The gym is open Monday to Friday from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and on Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 12 noon. After a hard workout or when you just want to relax and unwind, we have a massage room here at the Veterans One Stop. We do have a hydro chair and a regular chair massage. This service is also free for vets, plus one, and again, just to relax and make sure that you are taking care of your aches and pains are gone, winter blues and everything. This is another service that is free for vets. So the newest addition to Veterans One Stop is the Harry Schultz Community Center. This is our third floor, and this is open for veterans to hang out and just have fun and connect with other veterans in the community. This is also free and available for any veterans here at Veterans One Stop. We have computer tables, table tennis, sofas, TV, PlayStation, popcorn machine, some Atari that you can play with. So if you want to come up and relax and enjoy, just come up here at Veterans One Stop. Again, that's 1255 Niagara Street.
The preceding special presentation of Those Who Serve was presented by Hiller Comerford Injury and Disability Law. If you need VA disability benefits, it's Hiller time. From Frey Electric Construction Company. And with generous support from Danny Irwin.